Good morning, everybody. How are you all? I hope you are all fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to take reading lesson for 5th grade, Unit 7, Pupils Book, page 76. Hold the front page. Newspapers. Hold the front page. 2000 years ago, there were no newspapers. When something important happened, people told each other about it. News traveled slowly. Sometimes it was weeks before people heard about a battle or the death of a king. Here in this paragraph, dear students, we are speaking about how did people tell each other news thousands of years ago. So they told each other about the news. There were no newspapers, there were no televisions, so they told each other about the news. 2000 years ago, news traveled slowly. Slowly. Which part of speech is slowly? كلمة slowly. Which part of speech? This word. Yes, it is adverb. Okay, what is the opposite of slowly? What is the opposite of slowly? Or the antonym of slowly? Yes, it is quickly. And sometimes it was weeks before people heard about a battle or the death of a king. Because news traveled slowly, it took a long time to know about what is happening in the country. Battle معناها معركة. Death معناها موت. Death of a king, موت ملك. Okay. Which part of speech is battle? Battle is a noun. And death is a noun. Okay, let's go to paragraph 2. More than 1,000 years ago, the Chinese government wrote news on silk. It was news about what the government was doing. It didn't tell people about other things that were happening. Here in this paragraph, we are speaking about Chinese government. طيب في البداية كلمة Chinese. Which part of speech is Chinese? Yes, it is an adjective. And government. Which part of speech is government? Yeah, it is a noun. Government معناها حكومة. So, where did Chinese government write news? They wrote news on silk. And do you know what's the meaning of silk? Silk هو الحرير. It was news about what the government was doing. So, what kind of news was it? It was about the government. يعني it wasn't about the people. كانت الأخبار فقط عن الحكومة. It wasn't about the people, it was about the government. What were they doing? It didn't tell people about other things that were happening. Okay, هون عنا underlined pronouns. It refer to the news. It المقصود هون فيها news. Okay, paragraph 3. 400 years ago, the first newspaper appeared in Germany. It was printed every week. It took a long time to print all the copies. Where did the first newspaper appear? Yes, the first newspaper appeared in Germany. Okay. Were the copies printed every day? No, the copies were printed every week. And the copying or the process of copying took a long time to be printed. It took a long time to print all the copies. Okay, عندنا كلمة copies. Which part of speech is copies? It is a noun. copies معناها نسخ. Okay. Can you find out from this paragraph an adjective? From paragraph 3, can you find out an adjective? Yes, it is long. Long time. Long is an adjective. Paragraph 4. 200 years ago. 200 years ago, the new printing presses could print much more quickly, and newspapers were sold on the streets every day. Now, 200 or before 200 years, there were printing presses. Printing presses معناها الآلات الطابعة. And these printing presses could print much more quickly. Much more quickly. And the newspapers were sold on the streets every day. Okay. Dear students, from this paragraph, can you find out the antonym of slowly? What is the antonym of slowly in this paragraph? Yes, it is quickly. Quickly is the antonym of slowly. Now study these new words. Read them carefully. Battle, death, government, silk, copy, printing press. Try to answer these questions. Okay, now let's continue reading the text. Now, we have newspapers in the morning and in the evening every day of the week, and millions of papers are sold all over the world. Some newspapers have lots of pages, and sometimes there is a separate magazine inside it too. Here in this paragraph, we are speaking about newspapers nowadays. Nowadays, you can find newspapers every day, in the morning, in the evening, and you can find millions of newspapers. And in some newspapers, you can find a separate magazine. Separate magazine. Separate magazine معناها مجلة منفصلة. Not connected. Separate معناها منفصل. Okay, which part of a speech is separate? Verb, noun, adjective, or an adverb? Yes, separate, it is an adjective. And magazine, نعرف معنى كلمة magazine معناها مجلة. It is a noun. Continue. Let's continue reading. Reporters go to the scene of news story and find out what happened. Now, if there is something or a story happened around us, reporters go to the scene of the story. Why they go to the scene? Why do they go to the scene of the story? To find out what happened. They write about it, and photographers take pictures. So, the reporters write about the story. They, the underlined pronoun they here, refers to the reporters. They هون هذا الضمير عائد على reporters. Okay. Who takes pictures? Yes, the photographer takes pictures. The editor, from here, the editor reads the reporter's work and decides what will be in the paper. The editor معناها المحرر أو محرر الجريدة أو المجلة. طيب what does the editor do? The editor reads the reporter's work. So what's the job of an editor? One, an editor reads the reporter's work and decides what will be in the paper. Decides معناها يقرر. So the editor reads the reporter's work and decides what will be in the paper. If there are mistakes معناها أخطاء. طبعا بتعرفوا هذا الإشي. If there are mistakes, the editor will change some words. So, what will happen if there are mistakes? The editor will change some words. So, what's the job of an editor? First, he reads the reporter's work and decides what will be in the paper and change some words if there are mistakes. Sometimes an editor says, hold the front page. Front page معناها الصفحة الأولى. Hold the front page. What does this mean? This sentence, hold the front page. This means هذا الإشي أو هذا الكلام معناه a story is very good and will appear on the front page instead of something else. Hold the front page means the story is very good and will appear on the front page instead of something else. It is very exciting for the reporter who wrote it. So, if the editor says hold the front page, it is something exciting for the reporter. Why? Because that means the story is very good and will appear on the front page. Okay, from this text, can you find out nouns? Okay, mistake is a noun, right? Mistake or mistakes is a noun. Magazine is a noun. And pages is a noun. Okay, can you find out adjectives? There are so many adjectives. Good is an adjective. Exciting is an adjective. Young, here in the last line, young is an adjective. Okay, what about adverbs? Can you find out adverbs? Yes, inside. Inside is an adverb. Instead is an adverb. Okay, now can you find out verbs? Yes, too many verbs. Go is a verb. Find, will change is a verb. Hold is a verb. And so many verbs. Now let's study these new words. Read them carefully. Separate, an adjective. Magazine, it is a noun. Editor, front page, and instead. Okay, students, now reread the last paragraph, then answer the following questions.